Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Thick Skin Podcast, where the most value comes from the most uncomfortable conversations. I'm your host, Espi, and welcome back if you are a returning listener. I'm joined by a very, very lovely guest, one of my favorite people that I came across this year, which I'm just very excited to have on. His name is Alfredo, and we met like very, very organically on campus this year, which is really, really nice. But I want to give him the chance to kind of introduce himself and let us know a little bit about himself too.
Yeah, we met very organically. Like, I like how we met. It's crazy because that was the first time like I opened the door and like I was just like I'm gonna just vibe it out and see if someone comes in. Like, honestly, I'm gonna be like,
Really?
yeah. I was just like I'm gonna see if anybody like wants to like see the podcast.
No way. Your very first time?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
And
that.
then when you came through, I was like, oh, what's up? And
Mhm.
you were like, are you recording right now? And I was like, yeah, for sure.
No, like, okay, so to give a little bit of context, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we met inside of the podcast studio here on campus, and he was just
Right.
saying that he left the door open.
Sorry, when I talk, I'm pretty slang, so you'll catch up. But, anyways, yeah, like it was really cool meeting you that day because I was like really stressing with school. Like, I definitely needed to get in the podcast room just to let myself out real quick. But
Mhm.
I honestly just do my podcast. I do music, by myself on my own time, but I'm just really focused on school right now. So we'll see by the next semester, how
Yeah.
I feel. We'll see how life goes.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like that's so cool. I can't believe you never told me that until right now, is that he had the door open for the very first time when we met. And I was just so, since I'm new to UOP in this campus, there's nothing more I want than to like meet other fellow creatives, whether that's like in podcasts, songwriting, art, content creation. Like, I just love meeting other creators as well, because I feel like too it's very rare, especially in the city that we live in, which is Stockton. And I was such, at the moment that I met you, my biggest desire was to start and focus my own podcast. And I definitely wouldn't have been able to start this without you. So I want to thank you. And I'm very happy that you're on an episode.
No, you're very nice. I appreciate you like really greeting me like that. I just like want you to understand like you can make your own platform. Like, this is yours. Like, everyone like has their own struggles. Everyone goes through stuff, but like when it comes to like really like focusing on like what you want to do in your life that makes you happy,
Mm-hmm.
just do it. Because if you keep wasting time, you're gonna look back like, damn, I should have done that when I was 16.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do that. You want to be happy and like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm here. Like, let's just do it. Like, let's just get it done and see how it goes. And I know that there's a lot of good opportunities. You just gotta look for it.
Yeah. And I think meeting you was part of that too, because like I said, like wouldn't this podcast wouldn't have exist without Alfredo. So
Oh,
just
thank you.
saying. You are a big blessing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. So on the topic of like happiness and stuff, definitely I feel like one of my biggest sources ending off this year would be like podcasting, and I'm sure you could relate on this too because we were chatting about it. But like podcasting, making music, whenever we feel like frustrations or sadness or waves of anxiety or depression, like definitely creating something, editing the final product, like it obviously takes so long, hours and hours on end, but the end result typically is what brings us the most satisfaction and happiness. And I'm sure you could relate on that when like you do your live broadcast as well. So it's definitely for sure one of my biggest sources of happiness when I feel those emotions. What about you though? Like, do you feel like creating things like help bring you like happiness in times of like stress?
No, yeah, for sure. Like, especially with school, like I try not to like get in between that, but like if you can do all three of them, like all cheers up because if you can multitask and do all things at one time, like you're gonna be good for like anything you want to do in your life, like in general, like sports, fashion, whatever. Like everything is it's repetition. It's no joke. So if you really want it, you just gotta really get it. But no, it takes time and it takes a lot of dedication for sure. But it's really up to you though, you know.
No, yeah, totally. And I feel like there's also like this huge, well, sometimes it's hard to balance because like when you love something and you want to give it your all, your effort, like at least for me personally, like I want to give not only my 100% but my 110% into what I'm doing.
Right.
So I had to put, like I was saying, like I had to put off like another project because I wasn't able to
Mm.
like give it my all
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like it deserved. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to put this on pause for a second and give like the podcast my all because it is something I'm very passionate about and I've been wanting to do since COVID. Like literally, I had a notes app in my phone since the year that COVID happened, and it had so many different title changes, so many different podcast ideas, episodes. So the fact that it's finally coming to life like end of 2023 is kind of like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure. Is multitasking is such like a privileged tool that someone can use, and it's something that I'm definitely trying to like learn too.
No, yeah, for sure. It's like you really got to get in touch with yourself, like your alternate self and like your real self, because like
Hmm.
sometimes like your alternate self is always make wanting to do like your inner child, your music or just things that keeps you going, like that's what it's really all about. Is having like that talk with yourself and like really talking like, okay, if you're gonna do this, then just do it and stop wasting time, because
Hmm.
all the time that you were talking about like, okay, I should have done this, done that, you wasted all the time somebody took that topic you already
Hmm.
talked about, and you're like,
Hmm.
what's the point of you talking now, but no, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of related in like the topic or the conversation of like, let's say someone takes a break off of school, like
Mm,
they finished a year or 2 years of school and they have 2 more years to finish and they just like maybe haven't headed back to school to like complete it. My mom always like raised me and always said like, if you need to do like another 2 years of school, for example, for your master's degree, just do it anyways. Like don't stress about like the time or like anything of that sort because
age.
time, yeah, age, like, because time is going to go by anyways.
Right.
At your age, you're going to get older regardless. So just use like the next 2 years and like just implement it towards your goals that you want and you need and like just something that's going to bring you like happiness and
For
satisfaction.
sure, for sure. But you really gotta listen to yourself too, and
Hmm.
like learn to like what you're intaking and like what you're listening to too, because like a lot of people are like always listening to the next person or like, oh, I want to sound like this person, or like, no, what? No, like I
Hmm.
want to sound like me, and like very organic and like in my own lane, like without anybody telling me like, oh, you got help from cloud? Oh, okay. Like, no, bro. Like, I legitly, like, been doing this since I was, like, 13, 14 in my head.
Hmm.
In my head, though, But,
Hmm.
like, honestly, like, took it seriously. Like, no, I just needed a platform, It's just so hard. Like, especially, like, where we're from. Like, I'm from Stockton,
Hmm.
And, like, my family's very, very humble. So, like, I come from a place when I don't ask for things. Like I don't ask for anything. Like I work for it, and then like I got it. So like when it comes to the equipment, like you have to like buy it yourself because you can't let anybody tell you like, no, mom, can you buy this? No, bro. Do what you want to do, bro. Like and get it done.
No, yeah, like, and there's no other greatest or greater investment than yourself. Like,
Yeah.
you are your, at the end of the day, you are your biggest supporter, you are your biggest fan. Like, if it's gonna take you like working towards something or like making a huge like payment or on something to help you like drive you towards your passion, then for sure, like, do that. It's so important.
No, yeah, for sure, for sure.
But speaking of which,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like something that's been on my mind a lot,
Shooting.
especially like the last week, it hasn't been the greatest. I don't know about you, but it's just been hard. And I know we were kind of chatting about it before this
Right.
episode, but for me, like what helps me the most when I'm like going through a hard time or feeling some kind of like hurt or pain over something or a situation or a person or maybe something I involved myself in where I partly blame myself because I kind of knew already, or it's just I didn't really trust my initial gut feeling, and then something bad happened. Just whatever bad happens in our daily living, what helps me kind of get through it is just taking that pain and that sadness and just shifting that energy into focusing on a passion of mine, whether that's like a project, like for example this podcast that I've been working on, or let's say I've had this goal of like reading this one specific book that I've been wanting to like read, but I just haven't had the time to do so. Maybe it's like just reading that book in a couple of days. For me, it's just like implementing that sadness and just focusing it towards something that will help better myself. I don't know about you, like how you deal with like sadness or any type of like anxiety that you deal with, but for me, it's just like very helpful.
No, yeah, for sure. Like it definitely helps you because like if you can't go through it, like if you can't talk to yourself during those times, you're really gonna struggle like throughout your whole life. Like honestly, because I had a big, long talk with myself because maybe like when I started going to college, that's when I started really talking to myself. You know, obviously in high school you have your voice, but it's not really heard. But when you go into college, you start really getting to yourself. You're like, oh, okay, like this is what you want to do. You know, like I'm gonna just talk about this. But no, like when it comes to sadness, like I had to really get into like I'm into astrology. You know, like I'm into astrology. I'm into like getting connected with the universe. So like I pay attention to everything. So like when it comes to like meditation, I learned that from through music, but I had to self-taught myself because I had a very bad temper. Like right now I don't because I go to therapy now, but no, I had a long talk that like I had to really tell myself like you have to meditate because if you don't meditate, nah, your brain doesn't function.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. I think I used to like during COVID, because of that whole situation, it was stressful for so many of us. My anxiety was like at an all-time high. And one of my biggest sources of like alleviating that would be going on like these really, really long bike rides just by myself. And then I would listen while I was riding my bike, I would listen to like these self-guided meditations on Spotify. And I kid you not, like meditating was like one of the biggest sources and like life changing, and like I just feel like it really saved my life. So I feel you on that. Guided meditations or just it got to the point where I did it so much where I was able to finally meditate like by myself, which that's also very hard. But let's say if you're someone that's like a beginner and like maybe you're dealing with some sort of like stress or sadness, you're trying to find new ways to maintain it. I feel like guided meditation within like a Spotify playlist or something of that sort is super, super helpful too.
For sure, like for sure. And like you need to like learn like when it comes to meditation, like I do definitely want to teach you more, but you gotta like learn the frequencies like on the hertz. Like you have to like which one fits you. Like everyone's different. And I'm sorry if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. It's like it's the sound quality, like the vibrations of the meditation audio that's going on wherever it's playing. But I usually have it at 432 hertz, and that's like the energy that I consume that makes me like it helps me throughout
Most
the day.
zen. No, that's good. And like that's so cool that you kind of discovered what helps you most when you're sad. And a lot of people don't have that, or like maybe they haven't had the time, the privilege, or just haven't discovered what makes them most, I guess, peaceful when they're like dealing with like sadness or depression, because maybe they're just like too closed off or not comfortable with even like exploring that side of themselves. But meditation is definitely one of them. I think another thing that helps me would be like journaling.
Yes.
And
for sure.
whether that's like just journaling about my day, my inner thoughts, the situation that I'm in that's bringing me and triggering me of all this like sadness and anxiety. After I write it out and like I kind of just give my perspective on things, I on the next page will like write a manifestation sentence, and I will write that same sentence over and over and over again until the whole entire page is filled up. I don't know if you've ever done this,
for sure.
but it's helped me so much. Like for example, if I have like really, really bad anxiety I will write down, I will have a calm mind today.
Yeah.
And then I'll just write that over and over and over again. And it actually like helps me and it works. And I know that not all listeners will like believe in manifestation or the higher power or the law of attraction.
Right.
But with my experience in it, it's definitely helped me. And it's so cool to hear from you that you kind of have like your own journey with it.
No, for sure. Like when it comes to sadness, like I have to alternate that to focus. Like, you know, because if I'm not focused, like I'm just sad.
Yeah.
Like that's like one thing about me, because I'm always happy, you know what I mean? I'm a happy person, but when it comes to like sadness, oh, like
Yeah.
I get very deep in my emotions.
No,
like,
yeah. And
for sure.
I feel like I don't want to compare it or like use the word distraction, because I feel like you have to feel those emotions in order like to heal from it or like to talk about it, for example. But yeah, it's just like accepting the situation and then working on the healing part of it and then kind of moving on instead of just like experiencing the situation and then trying to distract yourself. I feel like that's bad. You have to like kind of like let yourself cry, for example. Like this past week, the last 3 nights, I've just been crying. And instead of like being like embarrassed or like forcing myself not to cry, like I'm allowing myself to cry.
Can I be honest with you? I'm sorry to cut you.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I
Go.
cried last week. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, and that's great that you admit that, because I feel like most men don't admit that.
Do you want to know why though? It's kind of low key like.
Okay, tell me why.
I mean, I'm sorry. Unless you want to know.
No, of course I want to know. And I'm sure the people want to know too, because it's just going to help. Like if there's, for example, if there's like a male listener, like it's helpful for them to know that it's okay to cry, which it's okay to cry.
Okay. So I'm going to be real with you. I do not read like at all. Like I read audio, but I don't read books.
Like an audiobook or something?
But I started just reading just like old fashioned, because I was like, I need to do this for myself. So I write something that I enjoy, which is just biographies or sport books. So the biography I read, and it took me like a year to read. Like I didn't want to open it because it made me sad. But it was a biography of Mac Miller. Excuse me, sorry, of Mac Miller, and it's pretty much like I don't know who wrote it honestly, but I think it's one of Mac's friends that always been around him, you know, and like describing his life from when he was like 13 all the way to his death.
Wow.
But pretty much when I read the end of the book, I was watching, because what I do to entertain myself when I read is read and have music on. So, you know, I'm like
multitasking.
You feel me? But like the song that like I'm listening to is what I'm reading. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like this book has a timeline. So it starts from when he was like from best day ever, like from 2013 I think, to all the way to 2018.
Which is Swimming, right? The album.
When he passed away.
Yeah, like the last album that he came out with was Swimming.
It was Swimming, yes.
Okay. So you got emotional because of Mac Miller's like story.
It barely hit me. I didn't cry about Mac until that when I play Self-Care and really learn what he was talking about.
Yeah. No, yeah, and like I feel like growing up too, like I'm not gonna say he was one of my favorite rappers, but he was one of those like underrated ones, which was like always super good. And yeah, like listening, like for example, I really love like Congratulations. Like that was a pretty good one too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But see, that's good. Like, and it's so healthy to let it out. Oh. I bet you felt better after, right?
You have no idea, like
maybe
I
like
needed that.
Yeah,
honestly.
like maybe like past
just to let go.
Yeah,
you know?
And and also too, like I was filming a podcast, the last podcast, and I started like crying because I was talking about like discrimination and stuff, and I knew that I was crying over the topic that I was talking about, but I was also crying about some like other things that I knew that I was letting in, or I was keeping in. I mean,
got you.
And I was just, I guess that kind of topic triggered me, but I knew that the reason why I cried is because I haven't cried in a while and I just needed to let it out. Which I just feel like the process of healing and like recovering from like sadness or depression is just kind of like facing what's making you feel sad.
Oh yeah, for sure. Excuse me.
Yeah, and if something's like making you like sad, or let's say someone is making you sad, and like the situation that you're in is bringing you more like sadness and depression than happiness, that's also a sign that I feel like you should let go.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you gotta protect your energy. Like you definitely gotta protect your energy. See, if you don't protect your energy, oh yeah, it's it's over after that. Like
Yeah.
anyone can take over you. I mean anybody.
Yeah, and
anything.
Yes, and your heart, and like let's say like you're in a tough situation where it's like it's hard to let go, or you're having a hard time letting go, whether it's because you love the person or the situation that you're in, it's just one that's kind of like you can't walk away from so easily. It's important to kind of try to start taking the baby steps to do so, because the more that you're in it, the more harder it's going to be to get out, and the more controlled you're going to be.
When it comes to, because I still want to talk about like how to get away from that sadness. Like, so meditation, when it comes to meditation, people don't know how to do it. So like when you're feeling sad and stuff, like this might feel weird to some people, but like you have to like treat your life and your mind like a video game. I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
No, go on.
does that make sense or no?
Well, like elaborate a little bit.
All right, I'll elaborate because I'm not speaking too much. But like when I mean a video game, you literally have to like tell yourself, like, you know that loading stuff that it has when you're like playing a game is loading?
You're starting up.
Right. Okay. So you have to like literally do that in your brain. But what I do is like, it's a rope. You got to climb. So when you're breathing, you got to pull it up. You get what I'm saying? Because it's just some type of like in your mind, you're believing that you're floating. You feel me? Like it's some type of like, not an orthodox, but like a placebo effect. You feel me? But if you believe in it though, like you have to believe in it and like really like tap in with yourself. Because if you think like, oh, bro, you're nah, bro. If you think like that, that's on you, bro. Like, oh no, like.
Yeah, like you have to be super open-minded and have like your own little, like that's the way you describe and compare it to, is like a video game, and that's what like helps you. Which I'm sure it's probably gonna help others too. Maybe other men that could kind of relate, that maybe play a lot of video games. But
I only said that because like I was playing earlier, you feel me? And it was like loading. I'm like, oh, it makes hella sense. Like it wrapped my head. You know what I mean? Like it put two together. It makes sense to me. But
it's so funny. This is like, I don't want to say super off topic, but
no, go ahead.
I was thinking a lot about like social media growth and how like I'm kind of doing it as for a living now, and like I've done it for other brands, businesses. Oh my god, I can't even talk. And I compared like social media growth to a video game, because like if you think about it, there's a lot of strategy that goes into like building a social media and 100%. Like seeing numbers grow. And like the way I compared it, the reason why I compared it to a video game, it's because like, let's see, like for example, I'm at 129k followers right now, but then once I hit 130k followers, it feels like I'm unlocking another level or something like that.
Right, for sure.
And it's like something that,
for real?
Yeah, that's how it feels for me, at least. And like I
didn't know you had that much followers. That's cool.
Yeah, I never told you.
Wow, no, you never told me. That's hella cool, bro.
That's why I like meeting you, because you never knew, and I just told you on accident.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Texting each other and like meeting up, and you never knew about my social media. But yeah, that's what I compared it to in my head. I was like, you know, like a lot of guys play like video games, like they work, but basically like you're working towards like unlocking like the last level, I guess, right?
Yeah.
For me, that's how I feel like and see social media. It's like, I don't want to say that I see it as a game, but it just helps me. Like, to me, it's very satisfying to see like numbers growing, not only just for me, but let's say like a client hired me to like expand their social media, then it's really cool and satisfying for me to work towards like a higher number or higher engagement or just like higher analytics.
For sure. And like honestly, like I feel like people like get too deep to their like followers and stuff, they don't pay attention to like sponsors or like, you know what I mean, like little things that do actually help you to get yourself going, because a lot of people don't tap into other people because like they either post some stuff that they don't like, you know what I mean, like you gotta really know what you're posting because if you're posting whatever, like nah, they're not gonna tap in with you. Like you really have to pay attention and like know what you're doing, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know, that's just how I feel.
No, yeah. And I don't know. I guess with me bringing that up is like if there's like something that helps motivate you, for example, like our comparison to video games, like, you know, keep that in the back of your head and like allow that to help you keep pushing and like moving forward.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, especially when like dealing with sadness or like depression or whatever. But yeah, I know you shared why you cried, but I don't know if I'm ready to share why
You
I
don't have
cried.
to. No, you don't have to.
I feel like I should though because you did.
I mean, if you can do it, but I mean, it's really up to you.
You said if you can. If I do, I might break down crying right now, so I don't feel like I should. And I don't want you to see me. I don't want you to see me in that like very.
I mean, honestly, like
position.
I'm super comfortable with you. Like if you cry, like I don't feel bad. Like I mean, like
I don't feel bad if you cry.
like I'm gonna be real because like you're letting it out. Like yeah, I'm glad you're doing it in front of me. Like it's cool. Like I'm
Yeah.
not tripping.
Well, okay. What was your first impression of me?
Of you?
Yeah.
Just
This girl is weird. Why is she talking to me?
nah, hell nah. You pulled up on me. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like what's up? Like. Cause like honestly, like it was just like super organic. That's why I thought it was hella cool because a lot of people they're like, "Huh? What's up? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro, I'm actually working right now." But you came in super like organic and like really wanted to say what's up. So I was like, "What's up?" And no, yeah, I thought you were hella cool. Like for sure, for sure. That's why I told myself I was like, she's really focused right now. Like okay, I definitely gotta, help her, because nobody helped me, and like I really want to be that person to like help people that don't have that platform, because a lot of people just make excuses at the end of the day. I make them myself, but
We all sometimes make them. No, yeah, for sure. I feel like I was very curious to like know what you're working on and stuff, and I shared with you like my current passion of like starting my own podcast. So I'm very lucky to be able to be learning from you as we go.
No, yeah, we're learning from each other for sure. Like we're doing this day by day, and we're really trying to figure it out, But no, yeah, I'm just glad that we can just talk about whatever. I honestly like on my podcast, like I know this is yours right now, but like mainly like what I be talking about is just what we're talking about right now. But like what helps me with my sadness too is like my number one's music, like for sure. Because like if you're not like focused, like I don't know, like I'm super, like I have to have something on. You know what I'm saying? Like like watching movies with the sound off, like I have to, bro. Like
really?
Yeah.
Do you fall asleep to like things on, or like your TV on, for example?
For sure.
Really?
Yeah, I can have a timer. I have a timer.
Really? It's so bad because I used to be that person that didn't. Like, I could fall asleep with the TV off, but now it's like I have to have it on, especially if I am sad because I need to have, like, a distraction. And recently it's been like that. It's like I need to do something that's, like, not where I'm, like, thinking about this certain situation, which, I don't know. I feel like, too, like, the holiday season really, really triggers that for a lot of people. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't want to trigger anyone listening to this, but I read like a statistic that said like the most suicides happen during the holiday season, which is crazy, but also just like I'm not surprised because it's a very like sensitive time for everyone, because I feel like it's the time where you feel most lonely, not because like maybe you don't have like family in your life or you just don't have that tight-knit community, but let's say you do have family in your life, but sometimes it feels like if you're in the middle of a party with like a bunch of people in there, like you still alone because maybe you're just not necessarily close to them or have like that just don't have like a good relationship with anyone. I feel like it could be like triggering on both sides.
No, yeah, for sure. Like I dealt like with like at least with my experience, like if I don't talk to anybody, like I'm super to myself. Like I don't really care if you guys don't like me, like especially my family. Like my family love me, by the way. I don't want to say it like that, but my family love me, but they know that I'm super quiet unless you talk to me. You
Yeah.
know, like you talk to me, then I'll start opening up. You know, but yeah.
I feel like I'm the same. I'm pretty reserved, especially now. Like I don't want to say that I don't talk unless I'm like talked to or approached, because that's definitely not the case. Like I approached you when we first met. I was like, "Hi." Like I was being like a little nosy girl.
Nah, stop.
But like let's say in an instance of like at a party or something,
Mhm.
it's like I get pretty shy and reserved, and I feel like people wouldn't expect that from me, especially if they see me on social media and then compare that to me in person.
Right.
I feel like the closest people around me, like my family or like friends, like they'll know like how 10 times more like shy or awkward I am in person, because they know me, like they talk to me every day. I feel like I'm pretty awkward.
No, you're not.
No, I definitely have.
You're not, but okay.
No, I definitely am awkward. At least my sister, which is like the closest person to me till this day, tells me I'm awkward every day.
What do you find yourself awkward? What do you mean, like the way you talk, or like
Yeah, I feel like I'm like just socially. I feel like, or maybe it's in my head, because
Yeah.
I used to be like super super socially anxious when I was like in middle school
Mm-hmm.
or elementary school. Like I felt very awkward, where I feel like the inner little me in my head still sees myself as that girl.
Wow, that's crazy because I still think like that too.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. But like when I was in junior high, I was super super like wanted to be cool with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, which is pretty bad, but it's positives to it too. You know, because like a lot of people think that like you just want to be cool with everybody. You know, but at the end of the day, it's just like no, I'm like super chill and I just want to know who you are. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Do you mean that? Because I feel like I relate in at some extent, but for me it was like I wanted to be liked by everyone, not
Yeah.
like romantically, but
No.
like I just, and if let's say no matter how nice I was to someone and someone just like wanted a reason or found reasons to hate me, I was always confused, because I was like, all I wanted was acceptance. All I wanted was to be liked, for example, like in high school. And I'd be so confused. I'm like, why is this girl being rude to me, or why is she bullying me? Like, I've been nothing but kind or nice to her. And it's just about like wanting that acceptance from everyone. I feel like that's how it was for me.
No, yeah, for sure, for sure. Like, I don't know, like, I just always enjoyed myself. So if somebody told me, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, I really didn't care. Like, I started, like, telling myself, like we're talking about, like, awkwardness. Like, I thought I didn't think I was awkward until maybe, like, after high school. Like, be honest with you.
What?
Like, yeah, everyone told me, like, I was awkward. But in my head, I'm like, no, I'm not. But after high school, I'm like, yeah, bro, you are, bro. Like, straight up.
You're not awkward, at least not with me.
I mean, I'm awkward when I mean that. Like sometimes, I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess so.
Okay, how would you define your awkwardness then? Or how do you define awkwardness?
Okay, so my awkwardness when people like somebody that straight up told me like, "What are you doing?" Like, I literally like I want to just give you. I don't know where I was at the time, but I was just chilling in my head, listening to music, right? And I'm always like learning new ways to like I guess dance moves, yeah, but like just like performing in my head, you know. That's just what keeps me going. I'm sorry. I'm just
No,
But,
I don't have to say sorry.
But okay, I was in the public place and I was slapping and I was gigging, like I was just vibing, you feel me? And I was doing my two step, which is you don't really know yet, but it's my giggle, you feel me?
Okay.
And like someone sees that, they're like, what the hell, what are you doing? Like I'm like, bro, I'm just vibing. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, bro. Like I'm chilling. I don't know.
They were weirded out because you were being yourself and you were being confident.
Right.
It's not, doesn't mean you're awkward. For me, like my awkward moments, or like when I'm talking to someone and I stutter, or like
Mm-hmm.
Like I stutter a
Yeah.
lot, and like, or if I'm in person and I'm like in a group or like talking to a guy, or like, let's like for example, if you know, I have awkward moments, or like when you wave at someone and then they're, or I mean, if when someone's waving at you and like towards you and you wave back thinking they're waving at you and they're actually waving at the person
No,
behind
yeah,
you,
for sure.
that happens to me all the time.
That's really funny because if we're talking about like hand movements, so as you guys know, if we're talking, if you guys want to get to know me a little more, I'm Hispanic,
Yeah.
but the reason why I'm putting that out is because I play soccer all the time, and every like every person that plays soccer, like every Mexican goes like this. They give you a handshake and they go like this. Like they give you a slap, but then they give you a pound after. Have you ever seen that before or not?
Of course, like
Okay,
with guys.
but that's just from like Mexicans. Like you get what I'm saying? All Mexicanos, they all do like "¿Qué pasó, güey?" and they slap you and then they give you a pound.
Yeah.
So now my handshake's all messed up. I don't like doing that. I hate that. My mind's just clapping and then snapping with my boys. You feel me?
Yeah.
But now it's been super awkward that I do that with my boys. I go like this and I go like that now.
It sounds like it hurts. First of all, like I didn't realize that that's kind of like a thing where guys have like a signature like dab up or like a handshake, where sometimes you have to like think ahead of time, like, oh, how am I gonna dab up this friend?
Right.
Does that go through your head, or am I
You
tripping?
have to, like, if you like come dabbing like, hey, what's up, bro? High five? What? That's awkward, bro. Nah, you gotta give me a handshake, bro. Like, what's up?
Okay,
It's just
girls
a
have it
tab-
easy. Girls have it easy because we don't dab up people.
Yeah, like if you don't know how to dab up, it's like, oh, it's over, bro. Like, who are you, bro? It really determines who you are, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think we don't think that we're like, I don't think you're awkward. You don't think I'm awkward, but when it comes to like how we feel about ourselves, we definitely have awkward moments.
For sure, we have our own awkward moments, of course.
Yeah, especially me though.
Like I said, you gotta learn what you're intaking. Like people are when they're sad, they're just eating, just
Yeah.
eating. Myself, I love to eat, but it's just like you need to learn to chill, bro, and like don't not eat at night. Cause like some people do eat at night, which is like bodybuilders and stuff. Like I don't know how, but they're programmed to eat at night, so they get all that weight stays in there.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you build up after that. But if you eat during the day, like it's really up to you. Like right now, I've been fasting because I want to lose weight. Like I lost probably like 18 pounds in like a month.
Mm-hmm. That's
But-
a lot.
Yeah, but it's because it's just I've been eating bad, and like all I've been doing is just drinking water and fiber. That's it.
Wow. See, I think that's one of my biggest like downfalls is at my eating habits, especially when I'm sad or like not good at all. Like when I'm under a lot of stress or I'm anxious, it could be like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., especially if like I maybe don't have like a dinner and it's like a 1 a.m., 2 a.m. and I'm just like in the kitchen like eating something. But it like mostly stems from like stress. You know what I mean? So it definitely gets hard. And I know that's like a lot of like people's comfort too, which is bad. And that's why I say like it's so important to like take that energy and that focus and like putting it towards something that's going to like positively benefit you. So for example, after this Christmas time, or like, no, I started before Christmas, but I've been walking my dog, which her name's Lady. For those that don't know, I walk her every single morning.
Wow.
Like every single morning.
Wow.
And I used to do that during COVID, like not only every day, but I would do it like twice a day. So I
Yeah.
would walk her once in the morning and then once in the evening. And I would just walk until I hit like 10,000 steps. And I lost like so much weight. Like I lost like over 30 pounds in a month. And that was just because too that I was like really sick at the time in terms of my anxiety, and I was like
Yeah.
so desperate to see like what would help me, and walking did help.
Yeah.
But like I wasn't eating at all, so it was like a positive thing, but at the same time a negative because I wasn't eating at all.
Yeah.
But this time I'm approaching it more healthy, where it's like I'm walking Lady every single morning, and I want to try to implement walking her as well in the evening. But that's another thing, for example, that's been helping me with my sadness, which this past week on Christmas, I didn't have like the greatest holiday. It just didn't end as like well or like how I expected it to end.
Yeah.
And like that's what's been helping me is like walking my dog and like journaling as I typically do. And then I'm also starting to do like not yoga exercises but like mat exercises and just dancing too, which has been really helpful. Like let's say you're someone that is kind of shy to go to the gym, like literally just putting on a YouTube video and like dancing or like doing an at home exercise is just as effective as going to the gym.
Super effective.
Yeah.
Super effective. You have to really like know that you're in control of your own body, and like whatever makes you sweat, do it. Because if you're like constantly like, oh my god, I'm not sweating enough, I'm not, it's all in your head. Like you have to just put in the work. If you're like keep telling yourself like, oh, I'm not running enough, I'm not, no dude, just get it done, and just like make sure you're talking to yourself during that process, because if you're not, you get lost in your thoughts and you're just not paying attention anymore, you know.
No, yeah, and I'm gonna touch on this in like a later episode, but earlier this year, like my anxiety and my panic attacks were so bad.
Is it
Where
because of school? My bad.
no, it wasn't because, well, maybe school was part of it because earlier this year, like I was going to school full time and then working 2 part-time jobs on
Wow.
campus at Sac State, which I know that we kind of talked about. Both of us went to Sac State and then UOP, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I was just under a lot of stress and anxiety, and I had like, you could see it all over my face too. Like I had acne all over my face because of how stressed I was. My eating habits were really bad. So anyways, where I was going is that my anxiety and my depression was so bad where I ended up having to take medication. So I would take like depression medication, and then I had like prescribed anxiety medication for like panic attacks. And what I was taking like every day, it made me so numb where like when I would like exercise, like let's say I would walk on the treadmill or I would run on the treadmill, like I didn't feel my heart. You know when like you run, like obviously your heart races or beats,
Of course.
or it's like you're sweating because you're tired. Like I would be on the treadmill and I would like run or walk and I couldn't feel my heart beat. And I felt like it was a side effect of the medicine where like it keeps you so numb and calm 24/7, where the fact that I was exercising and I couldn't feel my own heart like pump, like it literally terrified me. And I was like, I cannot take this medicine anymore because it's literally making me numb. Like I feel nothing. Like if I'm doing something that's supposed to bring me like an ounce of like adrenaline, I wasn't feeling it. So I was like,
Wow.
I have to get off of this, which I've been off of it for like 5 weeks now, and it's been so much better because I don't feel like numb. I'm like feeling emotion now.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a walking robot. So for me, I knew that was like a step that I had to seriously take. And I haven't had any like severe panic attacks, which is good. But to me, that just scared me. Like I couldn't feel my heart pump. So now when I'm like exercising, I could like feel my heart pump now that I'm off the medication, which is just so crazy.
Oh yeah, because you want to feel alive, you know. Like honestly, like sometimes, like I'm gonna be real with you. I wasn't gonna bring up medication or anything like that, but if we're talking about it right now, like I was on medication too. You know, I had my own stuff, but I won't talk too much about it. Like I do have anxiety. I still have anxiety and depression, but I stopped taking it. Maybe like I'll say when like the beginning of December, maybe like December 1 or 2. I said I'm done. I'm not taking pills no more.
Of this month?
Of this month. Oh, December. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I was taking medication probably for like a whole year, and like what you're talking about, like I felt like I was the only one feeling like that. Like it was so frustrating because I listen to music all the time, and so when I put music on, right, I didn't feel anything, and it drive me insane. And I would tell my mom, like, Mom, I can't feel nothing. And she's like, Mijo, like, you'll feel better, don't worry. And I'm like, no, like, I'm not going crazy.
This
like,
isn't normal.
Yeah, this is not normal. And she's like, it's the medication, mijo. Eventually you'll have. I'm like, all right, gotta believe Mom Dukes, right?
Yeah.
But then I started really telling myself like, no, dude, like I cannot take pills no more, dude. Like there has to be another way, dude. There has to be because we're living in this like 21st century that people think that like medicine's the I mean not medicine but pills are the only way to help with your mental function. No, dude, like you need to just focus on plants and plants only because like medicate pills is killing people like every day. Like not even just like with their mental health, with their physical health. Like people, I gained so much weight from pills.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
No, yeah, I feel like that was a huge part of my weight gain too because I gained maybe like 10, 20 pounds recently. And this is probably like the biggest I've ever been.
Right.
And I know that it was because I'm not going to blame it completely on the medicine, but it just creates like these new habits that you maybe used to not have. But the main one being that like I literally felt numb 24/7. But can I ask how long you were taking it?
I said like about a year.
Really?
Yeah. Like maybe like a year, like a whole year. I was just like, I'm gonna just stop smoking weed. Like I'm gonna stop doing everything. Like because if I would do it, like I'm telling you, like I felt like it was too real. Like at the moment, like that's why a lot of people don't like smoking weed because, like you feel like everything's happening at once. Like it's like a movie. You feel me? Like everything's slowly like you pay attention to everything and you feel like it's like a movie. You know, that's the other way I explain. That's how I think. You feel me? But and you just like have these inner thoughts. You're just like, oh my god, bro, like who are you? Like you really think this is who you are? Nah, bro, you're not that cool. Oh, you think that you can actually do this? Nah, bro, like you're not that guy. But sometimes like I don't want to blame icons, but like a lot of people like hate social media because they just think that's like ruining lives. And yeah, it is, but at the same time, like the percentage is really not. Like to be honest, it's really up to you guys if you want to ruin your life because of that. Because I'm something I haven't told you, but it's kind of off topic, but it's the same thing we were talking about. But I got hacked like last year, and it's because I'm a super chill person. Like somebody texted me, my boys, like, "Hey, Fail, Alfredo, can you give me your number real quick, bro? Cause I hella forgot it. You feel me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure, bro." And he messaged me on the DM.
Oh, let me say, how did he text you?
My friend Gustavo.
Okay.
You feel me? He doesn't have my number type shit.
Okay.
He used to. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, he just wants it back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I give it to him, like, here's my number, bro. As soon as I give him my number, it said, thank you. My phone got hacked after that.
What? How? What happened to your phone?
Somebody hacked him and pretended to be him and took over his and took over mine after that.
What?
Crazy, right?
So what did they do? Like,
they took my Instagram. I've been having that Instagram since 2013 and took away everything. Like, and after that, it just messaged everybody that I knew and tried to do the same thing. And everybody hated me for that.
Oh my god.
Hated me. Like people would tell me, like, I fucking hate you, dude. I'm sorry for my cursing, but that's how they were talking to me. Like,
that's scary.
Yeah. Like I hope you like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Telling me like hurtful things to me, and I'm like,
how did you know that Gustavo got hacked? Like, what if he was lying?
The reason when I found out that he got hacked is because I asked him later. I was like, what happened? He's like, you already know. I was like,
so you were logged out of your Instagram? Is that basically what happened?
Yeah, I was done.
But like, what would they want?
What do you
know? Like, okay, you hack my Instagram. Like, what's your end goal? What are you gonna do with my Instagram?
You can do anything after you hack a phone. I hope you know that.
Your phone?
Yeah. Like, he knows everything.
I don't know why I was thinking it was just your Instagram. Oh.
Hacked my phone. So right now I shouldn't even be having this phone, but this is all I got. I literally had to delete another Instagram from TikTok. Somebody pretending to be me.
What?
And it's crazy because I told my dad messaged me, right?
Mm-hmm.
He messaged me a prayer, like, Mijo, this is your prayer for the day. I'm like, thanks, Pops. I get the message from my dad, but then I get another one from the TikTok that's pretending to be me at the
That's
exact same
crazy.
time.
Is no one out to get you?
I don't know, dude. It's weird though. Like,
That's scary.
try to take my money, try to take everything from me.
Oh, it's a scammer.
Oh yeah,
What an
for sure.
asshole. I'm sorry you went or you're going through that.
Well, I was really depressed about that
Mm-hmm.
because like I love photos. Like I love taking photos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really good at it, but I love taking photos and like I had pictures since I was in 2013. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid,
Yeah.
dude, like oh my god, I could not let that go. You feel me? Like I was pissed.
No, I don't blame you at all. If that happened to me, I
Like
couldn't
forget
even.
about the followers. It was my
Yeah.
photos, dude.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
gone. Nah, bro. I was hurt.
I would be super down bad too.
I was hurt for a long time. That's really got me to. I'm gonna be real with you. I got pretty depressed after that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, I don't want to do music anymore. Like I gave up because
Yeah.
like a lot of people that I follow was like local people that I got really close with,
Mm-hmm.
and they were telling me like, hey, like if you want to do open mics here, bro, go ahead. Lost all of them,
The contacts.
everybody. It was just like hurting my soul, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's insane because it's like obviously it was like a chain where like a lot of people were going through the same thing. And unfortunately you were like one of the targets, which is crazy. Like I can't even begin to imagine if something like that happened to me. So I'm sorry you went through that.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I appreciate you like really being like sincere because like I really had to like talk to myself and I was like, let it go. Cause I'm in my head, like we're
But
talking about
that's
it.
like like thinking about it now like kind of makes me angry. So I can't imagine how you felt.
Let it go.
Yeah, you had to. I bet you had to do a lot of inner work for
Yeah, I
that.
had to really work on that.
I cannot believe that happens. That's crazy.
Crazy, right? So like I really told myself like, forget it, dude. Like so that whole year after that, like I got super upset. Like I was so sad, and I started getting into
Mm-hmm.
my thoughts. Like, so I have like, I'm gonna be real. If we're getting like really into deep, like like we're talking right now, like, so I always been like super like in touch with myself to the point I was like, okay, like I don't need anything. Like when I mean anything, like any like alcohol, herbs, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't need anything. So during that time, like I was really trying to get focused with myself and like get in touch. I couldn't. I got into this writer block and I was like,
Yeah.
dude, like I'm stuck. Like you know the movie Get Out?
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Like I was in there, dude.
That's crazy. And it's crazy that that's how dark of moments that we could get in. Like so much in our own heads. Like I vividly remember having like my first outer body experience where it felt like that movie. So it's scary
Mm.
that like
Elaborate. What do you mean?
like I don't even know if it was a panic attack, but I felt like I was watching myself from over my head,
Mm.
which is crazy that
Nah, it makes sense.
our bodies and our minds have like that power of like we're so in our own head. And just thinking about that moment like scaring me. And I'm just like, oh, it's dark because it's real. It happens.
No, yeah, for sure, for sure. I just like told myself like, look, dude, like medication is not the route because it was not the first time I took medication. This is the second time I took medication, but it's for something else. Like, I honestly, I brought it up so you guys understand me a little bit more and learn more me in the future. But
Mm-hmm.
like maybe when I started smoking, I was like 14,
Mm-hmm.
like 13. It was just weed, you know. And I went to Franklin High School. That's in the East Side. And so pretty much like if you're not in any program like TLC, IB, and you're in regular, nah, bro, you're really living that East Side life like in high school. Like I don't know, as a guy, I don't know as a girl, but as a guy, like you really had to like if you weren't like from the east side, nobody they knew I wasn't from the east side, you know, just the way I talked, the way I carried myself. But I just like wanted to go because all my friends were there from my junior
Mm-hmm.
high. You feel me? They're like, let's go to Franklin, like, let's go to TLC, which is like it's a teacher learning community. It's a program that's not IB, which is the highest level of like education,
Mm-hmm.
but TLC is in the middle, like,
Okay.
and you have your own group, right? You have
Mm-hmm.
like I think it's like 30 people, but that's your class. You feel me?
Okay.
Throughout the whole 4 years of your high school experience,
Yeah.
and so I was just always like wanting to be cool with everybody in that class. You know what I mean? In TLC,
Yeah.
but after a while, like I learned that nobody cared about
And it's
anybody.
very tiring, I bet, too. Like trying to get everyone's, you know, like acceptance. Because that's how I found myself feeling too. Is like, why am I trying so hard if like literally no one cares?
Right. Like, why do I even try? Because like I know how dope I am, but it's just like, do you even want to know? Okay, cool. Like you don't. Like somebody will. Like
Yeah, like why am I gonna sit here and waste my time trying to like get to know you? If like you don't even care to get to know me.
right. Like I'm like with myself. I'm an observer. Like I love to learn people like who they are. You feel me? Because like I want to know what gets you going. Because
Yeah.
me, it's pretty different. I don't think anybody's like me. That's why I'm like, who are you? You feel me? Like
Yeah, we're curious people.
yeah.
Wait, remind me what your sign is.
You have to guess.
I don't want to say Pisces.
Oh hell no.
What? What do you mean hell no? I'm a Pisces.
Pisces is hella cool, but I'm not a Pisces.
Why'd you say hell no then?
Because like a lot of people confuse me from being a Pisces, which is not a bad
And then
thing.
you're a Cancer?
No, I'm in the middle. Just know that.
Sagittarius?
No. Number 8.
I don't know. I'm not like a astrology
I'm a
fiend.
Leo.
No way, shut up.
Yes, ma'am.
I like Leos.
No, yeah. A lot of people that are Leos like are really like good listeners. Like they just want to just make sure that people are cool. You feel me? That's what I feel like. A lot of
Yeah.
Leos. A lot of them are like they do want the center of attention sometimes, but it's like depends who you are. Like I like the certain attention when it comes to like music. You feel me? Like I want people to know who I am. But when it comes to like I don't know, like when it comes to like speaking in like public places, I'm not talking.
Really?
I'm not talking. I'm super like listening to a song that I was listening to outside and it's still in my head unless you talk to me.
What do you think about Pisces?
Pisces are super like chill, but if you like mess with them, like I feel like I don't know, like they just I don't think you hold grudges. It's just like you won't forget, like you know, like I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? And then when you see me, like we'll have that same reaction, like oh, like
I won't hold it against you, but I feel like I'll bring it up.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I see your face, I can see that conversation. You get what I'm saying?
I was actually talking about this with someone is that whatever emotion I'm feeling, you could see it all over my face. Like we're not good liars. Like I feel like we feel hurt like no other. We feel love like no other. And I feel like
Yeah.
we're very passionate. Whether it's like if we're hurting, like we're hurting.
Yeah.
If we're loving, we're loving. Like I feel like we're all in. We're not like one foot in, one foot out.
No, exactly. See how you're describing? That's exactly like how I am, but it's just like I know that like I don't know.
We wear our heart on our sleeves, where I feel like Leos might be like a little bit more. I think they have their guard up a little bit more.
For sure. I definitely have my guard up because
Yeah.
like once I let you in, it's like, bro, like it's either you're all in or you're not. You feel me? Like I'm super like if you don't like me, don't hang out with me, bro. Like I swear, I promise you, like I hate when people are like, hey, can I have a ride? I'm like, sure. The next time I see you, hey, what's up, bro? Silent Hill. Oh, you don't know me? Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, speaking of which, should we leave them with like one last tip of how to recover from sadness?
No, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna let you know we're like an hour in right now. So
Oh,
yeah, whenever you want to stop, just let me know. I can do this all day with you, but I'm just letting you know we
I don't
hit that
feel like it's
hour.
been an hour.
No, it's been hella super chill.
Yeah, if you don't know, y'all, Alfredo like has really helped me with the podcast stuff. So he's I don't want to say he's like my producer, but he helps me with everything. Like if I need like a question, I'll FaceTime him. I'll be like, Alfredo, can you help me with this? Random time.
No, you're calling. You usually call me at the right moment. To be honest with you,
Really?
yeah. Like, every time you call me, like I'm always like, if I'm not working out or I'm not like playing video games or listening to music, I'm just chilling.
And you're alone in your apartment?
Yeah, most of the time because like my roommates are usually like right now because they're out of town. Like one of them is a foreign exchange student. Sorry, excuse
Mm-hmm.
me. And the other one is another guy named Glenn, and they're just super quiet and like they just like it's crazy. Guy, I never met anybody like that before, which is cool to me because I'm quiet too,
Yeah.
so it doesn't bother me.
No, yeah, that's the best. That's the best kind of roommates where it's like you guys have like similar lifestyles.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, but the only thing though, I'm gonna be real with you. Can't be real.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm a bad roommate is that I listen to music sometimes and it's late
Mm.
and it disrupts sleep. And I'm
Yeah.
super sorry to my roommates. But like, if I needed to do that, I had to. Like,
Honestly, I'm kind of a night owl too. It's bad. Like when I say like I like to like hang out at night or like I like to go out and eat, like it's 1, 2 a.m. and like I like to go have like a little adventure with like a friend and go
yeah.
eat. But also like I'm in my room 1 a.m., 2 a.m. and I'm like watching a stream or I'm like listening to music and it's like really loud and my sister and my mom are like, dude, text me like put it down. Like what's wrong with you? But it's because at night I just feel more creative and like fun.
Oh,
Which is why
yeah.
I always call you and I'm here like in the evening because it's where I feel like more, I guess, vulnerable. When you're sad,
Uh-huh.
just do what makes you happy, even though it's hard. Especially because it's like, let's say it's a person
Yeah.
that when you're with them, they make you really happy. But because like when you're with them, they make you really happy, they also have the power to make you feel really sad and down, which is scary. And like you don't want to give someone that power. And it's like if they're making you feel more sad than happy, then stay away
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
and put up
Like,
those boundaries.
you gotta pull up those boundaries and you gotta protect your energy. You always have to because no one's gonna love you but yourself. So just make sure that like you're always in touch with yourself.
100%. And I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in the Thick Skin podcast. This one was definitely a more different, mellow one where I wanted to get into like more deeper conversation. This definitely won't be the last. So I want to thank y'all so much for listening. And thank you so much to Alfredo for joining in this episode.
Of course.
And definitely won't be the last you hear from him, too. So thank y'all so much. And I'll see you in the next one.
Later.